Welcome back for another episode. I'm your host, Dana.
I'm your host, Alani.
And we just wanted to start this episode off with just so much love and appreciation. And we just, from the bottom of our hearts, want to thank you all so much for the love and support and all the positivity that we received on that first episode.
Our sincerest thank yous. Like, just thank you. All the comments and the thoughtful responses. Like, you guys were really listening. And I feel like I just had to loosen up off camera a little, because now that I know there are so many people listening, it makes you just like a little more nervous. Or me a little more nervous, or just like, but whatever. Y'all are gonna get the raw and the real.
Right.
I'm here.
Yes,
we're here. And welcome here. And I know a lot of people, and we are so excited to be filming our second episode of this podcast. It's so surreal.
Y'all just don't know. We're just so ready and just so hyped. And we just can't wait to bring y'all another great episode.
Come on. So let's get into it.
Yeah. So I guess, how do you feel like with some of the responses that we got, just overall, like an overarching thing?
I'm very surprised. Like, I did not go into it with any expectations.
Yeah.
So my expectations have been exceeded. Like, my mind is blown by how people have received just the first episode. Yeah. Which was just very like relaxed, and we didn't do any pre-planning or anything. We just turned on the mic and just got to it. So
we did.
I'm excited to keep that same energy.
Me too. Yeah.
Throughout.
Me too. And I just loved like all the comments about just the positivity, how much people loved it. And I think one of my favorite comments is probably just everybody's response to the friendship, like the fact that how we are in real life really translate on screen and audio, like so y'all are really seeing just a little
glimpse. We're being raw and real, and we just, the energy is good. We have some energy flowing. We burn incense before we film, and a few other things that we have around us just to keep the energy good while we film. So we, as always, want that good energy to flow through and translate to whoever's watching and listening. Yes.
And we just truly appreciate every view, every like, share, comment, because y'all don't have to do it. And then, like Alani was saying, we didn't go into this with any expectations. Like, this is just something that we really wanted to do for us. But now that we've done it and it's been so well received, like, we know now it's so much bigger than just us. Yeah. Like, we are definitely here for a reason, and like there's a reason we're here sitting in front of you on the mic. You're listening to us. There's a reason for it, and I'm just grateful.
And I believe every person who's listening to this, something that we're going to discuss today is meant for you to hear. So get comfortable, grab a snack, drive, enjoy your ride, enjoy your food, or however you like to listen to or watch podcasts, and get cozy, because we're gonna get started.
We are. I know one of the things that I definitely want to tap into was we got a lot of comments about, it was just so interesting to me, so many people saying like, y'all said y'all was gonna do it and y'all did it, and like so many people being like, oh, I wanted to do this but, or oh, I wish I could do this but. And it's just, I don't even know where to start like with that. I think
letting go of just doing things, because what we do is, and what we both try to do in our life, is let go of fear. And not let fear guide the way or blaze our path.
Because if you sit there and like you just sit on these amazing ideas that I know we all have, and it's just, oh, the timing isn't right, or oh, it has to be just like this, or it has to be just like that, then you'll never get it done. And just don't be afraid to just start. Like, the hardest part is just starting.
Exactly. And letting go of the fear of what people are going to think, if they're going to make fun of you, if they're going to think that it's not right. And then another thing, I'm going to just, because I dropped about 5 gunners. We from Georgia. And when I tell you that translates, and that's fine. That's a Georgia peach is sweet from the South, Southern women right here.
Okay.
And it's that's it. So
that's all we
the
got.
Voice that is coming through your mic today. Enjoy.
Enjoy these little country accents.
But yeah, even letting the go of fear of that, what you sound like, what you look like, what people think, and just honestly, the basis of that is purpose. What is your purpose for why you do what you do? And then that removes the static and the noise, I feel like, of fear of what other people are going to think about it.
And like, you're quieting the outside noise. And I feel like that's something that we did a really great job of doing, like in creating this podcast, you know, like
there was no outside noise.
There really wasn't.
We can count on one hand how many people we even mentioned it to that we even had a podcast.
Combined on one hand.
Combined. Like it just, if it made sense to tell someone, we told them. Right. If it literally didn't, we just didn't. We were like, we're going to just pop out with the podcast. So now here we are.
And let's get it. And I did want to touch on what you mentioned about like fear of like, oh, what am I going to look like? What am I going to sound like? You really just can't let that get to you, because I know for me, I could say growing up, one of my biggest insecurities was always my voice, you know? Like,
you told me that.
Yeah, like I used to have a teacher or just random people just like, your voice is just so low, or so it carries. And so for me, I always just associated that, like, I'm a child, I don't know no better. Like, that just made me think like manly, like, oh, I have a manly voice. And like, I just felt like they were picking on me or teasing me, even if they weren't. But like, now getting comments that people are saying, one, letting go of that and just removing any care or fear. Like, I sound how I sound. If you like it, I love it. If you don't, blessings on your journey.
And you have a beautiful voice.
Thanks.
And I've always liked deep voices. And my voice is deep. My mom's voice is deep. Maybe her mom's voice is deep. Right. I mean, that's soulful. Okay?
Come on, Jill Scott.
It is. And then like defining femininity based off of how you sound is so crazy.
Yeah, I completely agree.
We discard that. Then also like watch what you say to children. Watch what you say about who they are. Watch what you place on them, what you attach to them, what you label them as, because children are definitely listening and internalizing those feelings.
Absolutely.
Clearly.
Yeah. And they're just so young. Their minds aren't developed. They're not understanding. Even if you say something one way, it can still offend them. Like, even if you mean no offense, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Because they don't know what offense means.
Right. But
I definitely wanted to segue into being your true, authentic self. And that's what a lot of this podcast is, us really doing and being our authentic selves. And I wanted to stress to you, what is authenticity? You have to figure that out for yourself. For me, it was finding my higher self, finding the self that felt most aligned with me. And that could sound very abstract. Like, how do you know what is you if you don't even know who you are?
Right.
For me, it was going back. And this is my personal take on authenticity. I believe that you start to walk in your true authenticity as a person when you are doing the things that you used to do before society told you it wasn't cool, it wasn't popular.
Right.
Like, for me, an example, I knew that I was becoming more like my childlike self, watching YouTube videos and singing along to them. Like, that was something I was like, dang, I haven't done this since maybe before middle school.
Right.
And now I'm doing it and it makes me feel so good. So once you start doing something, it could be painting, it could be dancing, it could be cooking, something that makes you feel connected to an old you. I feel like you're on your way, you're on your path to feeling like you're more authentic.
Yeah. I completely agree with that. I know for me, I would have to say watching good old Disney movies, singing along to them songs.
Me too.
And when I play my Michael Jackson, you know.
Come on.
Michael Jackson and the Jonas Brothers.
Come on.
Y'all can't tell me nothing.
That's so
Little
funny.
Dana is thriving on the inside when I'm doing all of that.
Yeah. And without a care about what is popular. Another one for me is, I like my Lana Del Rey, my alternative music. I have an alternative music playlist. Let me know in the comments or on Instagram, on the Low Key in Alignment Instagram, if you want access to a few playlists. Maybe just that one. I'm very touchy about who I share them with because it's so me. But listening to my alternative music with no care in the world.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and I just think like doing those things that is honoring yourself, your true self, and being authentic, because I feel like when we might have been younger, we stopped doing those things because it didn't seem cool, or that's not what everybody else was doing, so we didn't want to feel like an outcast or something. But it's like, who cares? You
and
know?
that is normal,
of course,
in teenagers' development. Like, teens are going to want to be accepted by the group,
of course.
But once you enter into that adulthood phase, and that you no longer care about that, and you want to know who you are, usually it's going back. It's going right back to who you were before that teenage phase where you wanted to be accepted by everybody.
Absolutely.
So work on that. I mean, anybody listening, think back to something you really used to love to do before it was uncool, or before trends really started. Dress how you want to dress. Like, long skirts are back. I love me a long skirt.
Girl, you know I done put on a little long skirt myself.
And your cowboy boots.
The cap. Wait, hold on. Cause you know I'm obsessed with my cowgirl boots now.
I love it.
Me too.
I love it.
I gotta pull them back out.
Stay weird. Stay unique.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what sets you apart from everybody else. Nobody can be a better you.
Exactly.
And to my young Gen Z young ladies, especially in the Black community, there's nothing wrong with wigs, lashes, hair, makeup.
Of course not.
But if you're only doing those things, and even if you're not in the Black community, whatever it could be for your demographic that is popular, cool girl, it girl, don't do that just to be that. You have to just be you. I promise you will not be led astray being yourself. You will meet the person for you. If you're looking for love, you will be aligned with the job for you. You'll be aligned with the passion for you the moment you step into your true self.
Talk about it.
Come on.
Let's get into it.
And share that with the world. Like, don't just do it behind closed doors, because then how can you really attract if people don't know what you're into? If you read books, you read Harry Potter, but you don't like the post that you read Harry Potter, you don't like the post that you go to the club, that's not the best representation of yourself. So not only be authentic, but authentically represent yourself in the world, and that's how you're gonna draw in friends, people who like the same things you do in a community. Because I know there's also a trend online of like a lot of young people saying they don't have friends.
Yes, it honestly amazes me to see just how many people don't have friends and don't have just a network or a tribe, a village of people around them.
Sorry, y'all. Quiet my phone. I've seen that too. And it's not surprising, because if everybody's being cookie cutter, how can you relate on anything?
That's very true.
How can you connect with others about something that you're into if, one, you haven't even given yourself time and space to be into anything?
That's very true.
And two, you're too afraid to share what you're into with others.
Yeah, that is very true.
Better, y'all.
Yeah, and just being your authentic self is just such a courageous thing to do, and it's just so admirable. And like you were saying, sharing it online or just sharing it with the public, you never know who you might be inspiring.
Yeah.
And so many people might be like, oh, well, I like this, but I've never seen anybody talk about this, so I guess I'll just have to keep that to myself.
Right.
But when you see other people doing it, and it's just like, wow, like it gives you a sense of camaraderie, you know?
It does, and community. And maybe you'll hit them up and see if y'all can do the same thing together. And then I want to say also, I read this quote somewhere, I didn't make this up, but being yourself is an act of divine rebellion in today's age.
Ooh, wait, can you repeat that for us, please?
Being yourself is an act of divine rebellion in today's age.
Ooh.
If you being like everyone else, everybody is doing that. There's one prototype, there's one person to be like, look like. You just being you is rebellion.
Come on.
Because right now there's a push for everybody to look the same, be the same, talk the same, like the same music. Do you and be you. See what happens. Yeah. See what happens. Rebel. Like, forget
I love it. Rebel. Okay. Okay, rebel.
Entice some riots.
You are too much.
Rebel. Do what you gotta do, y'all. Do what you gotta do.
Stand out.
And then that also leads us into talking about parasocial relationships, which is the basis, a big basis of what's contributing to people not feeling like they can be themselves.
Yeah.
Are these idealistic, unrealistic, unhinged, and relationships with people that we do not know on social media.
Yeah. And so, yeah, like you were saying, they define parasocial relationships. It's a one-sided relationship with somebody who might be an entertainer, a celebrity, or somebody of status, you know. I know I was talking to my mom, explaining to her what parasocial relationships were, and she was like, oh, so you mean like when I go to lunch with Kamala? And I'm like, yes, exactly that.
Precisely. A big example of parasocial relationships that other creators, when they talk about this, represent is Beyonce.
Yeah.
A lot of people love Beyonce and they feel like they know her and that's their friend. Beyonce is not your friend.
Exactly.
Is that your friend?
Is that your friend?
Beyonce is not your friend.
Yeah.
Rihanna's not our friend. But me and my friends growing up, you couldn't tell us that. We went and met her. I loved Rihanna like I knew her. Like that was my sis. But at the end of the day, she's not. And she's a human being. I respect her and I love her art. I had to just twist it. Like I love the art. But we don't know these people to really be loving them.
Exactly. Or the way like people will attack people online or even in real life just because they have a differing opinion or an opinion that just because they don't like this person. Like people don't have to like everybody. Like just because if you sat here and told me I hate Beyonce, like that's not gonna stop me from liking her as an artist.
Right.
And two, I don't know that woman from Eve
I'm
to
telling
be
you.
out here fighting tooth and nail for her.
They be in the comments, the Beehive and the Swifties and the Haley and Selena.
Yeah, the bars.
Which I have indulged in. I have not left any nasty comments or anything, but I've watched a few things, you know, piecing together that drama because it's entertaining, but we don't know these people.
Exactly. And I think
no idea.
That's the point, or that's what we really want people to like, what we want to emphasize to people. Like you said, it's entertainment for you. Yeah. And like that's kind of the line that you draw.
Yeah.
And like you leave it there. But once you start crossing over into, oh, this is the love of my life, my soulmate, or oh, like you really feel like you've built a true connection, it can be like a really slippery slope. And I mean, I get it, especially if you're somebody who, like us, we like just love music so much. So like when you hear an artist, you might connect their art or whatever project they may have made at a certain time to a certain point in your life.
Right.
Like for me, I can say with SZA's Control album.
Go listen if you have not already.
Listen.
Ugh.
And like I can remember the point I was at when she released that album and how that album made me feel, and just how that album, I can say, it's still very near and dear to my heart.
I love that.
Yeah, but you just have to be very careful with
building those parasocial relationships. And another thing about that I want to touch on with parasocial relationships is the praise that we give celebrities when they do something great. Pick some people in your life to praise them the same way. Like you're reposting, like especially sometimes with men, you might see a beautiful woman on Instagram. You have this parasocial relationship with her. She does not know who you are, but you have this parasocial relationship with her. It brings you whatever it brings you. Enjoy that if it brings you joy. Not here to take anybody's joy away. If it brings you joy to share that to your story, then do it. But also, please uplift, if you have a girlfriend or a wife or a beautiful woman in your life, uplift her too the same way. Don't uplift a stranger more than you uplift the person that lies next to you every night or loves you in real life. Like, stop doing that. I feel like that's when it gets a little dangerous, because that's an energy transfer. And you don't get anything back from that energy transfer with that parasocial relationship. But you can get something back to the energy transfer to your partner.
Come on.
Because they're going to take that good energy that you just put into them and funnel it right back into your relationship. So be smarter, everyone. And this is what I try to do with my energy transfers in all aspects of life. If it doesn't make sense, if it doesn't follow the water cycle, how everything goes, it funnels back together. If my energy doesn't do that, I won't put my energy there. If all I do is just put it there and it stays there, of course I do it sometimes. Of course. Watching TV or something, like that's an energy transfer that we don't get anything back from. but you know, just try to be more mindful of that.
Yeah, and like we're not perfect. There are still times I'm like, oh girl, there go my man on the TV. You know, but like I just feel like what we want is to make people more aware and to be more mindful.
Yeah.
And I know for me, you know, I can't really speak for you, but I know for me, watching the YouTube video where the girl talked about parasocial relationships, that was my introduction to parasocial relationships. And so like it really did like almost like light a light bulb, like, oh wow, like I really am doing
this
this.
Is not healthy,
you know.
And this is just painted it to the point where it's like you didn't want to do it anymore. Like sometimes once you become aware of something and it has a name to it, you be like, dang, I'm tripping.
Right.
Like, why do I do this?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of always felt a little funny for me though. Like some things are just a little too far. Some people create like fan accounts. Like that's a little too far for me, but I'm not judging y'all. Maybe make a fan account for somebody in your real life who you are a fan of. Just shifting perspective and shifting energy.
You know, that's all. That's all.
And we actually have on our matching Whitney Houston shirts. If you are only listening, we are matching in these beautiful late great Whitney Houston shirts. And we're showcasing them. If you're watching, you can see all the beauty live and in action.
I know, right?
What is your favorite Whitney Houston song?
Why are you gonna do this to me?
I'm already singing mine in my head.
I already know. Alani, I can't pick just one.
You have to pick just one.
I have two top favorites. Top two.
Don't you guys hate when people do that? There's always a winner.
So the two, I'll tell you the two.
Okay.
The first one is All the Man That I Need.
Okay.
The second one is I Have Nothing.
Okay.
And first of all, I just love just how Whitney sings from her soul.
She do.
Do you hear me? And then All the Man That I Need, I don't know why. Like when I was in high school, I used to play that on my living room TV at max volume. And the way I used to sing that, you would have thought I'd have been married 50 years.
Period.
And deeply in love. I just love that song so much. Like it's just so loud and dramatic and just amazing. What's your favorite Whitney song?
My favorite Whitney song is All the Man That I Need. Similar to yours. I mean, you put me on that song. But when I heard it, he fills me up.
Okay.
He gives me love.
Y'all ain't know we was gonna give y'all a little taste.
More love than I've ever seen.
Okay.
He's all I got.
Oh.
He's all I got in this world, but he's all the man that I need. That's my song.
Listen.
Okay? And if you don't feel like that,
I'm telling you,
then get rid of them. I'm just kidding. But you should feel like that. And that's my favorite Whitney song. And then growing up though, before you put me on that one, it was probably Saving All My Love for You.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I love that song. She has amazing
the discography
catalog.
Hit for hit.
I mean, what? How will I know he really loves me? Come on. Okay.
Wanna dance with somebody.
Don't not sing on the mic.
Voice had a little crack in it.
The heat with somebody. Yeah, wanna dance with somebody.
I love it. Like Whitney. But yeah, and I remember like when I had told you about All the Man That I Need, I was just kind of looking at like where you were in life and like, sis,
tap into that song. I love
let me
that
give you
song.
that right there.
Love that song.
Yeah.
So give it a listen.
Please.
And let us know in the comments, what is your favorite Whitney Houston
Please,
song?
yes.
And why? What does it take you back to? That's a lover right there. I love her. She's a Leo, fire sign.
Passionate.
Gang. We love that.
We do.
Take a moment to thank my co-host Dana for all that, for being just an amazing partner in this journey. It even just though it's been like a week,
literally a week.
It's been beautiful. It's made us closer.
Yeah.
If you can even think that we can get any closer.
I know, right? Yeah.
The respect, our friendship manifested a whole business.
I know.
I love our Instagram. Check us out on Instagram, our Low Key in Alignment Instagram.
Low Key in Alignment.
We really want it to be a page that is also providing more content of what we're talking about in the pod, so that it doesn't just stop here. And we're just gonna have some fun things over there. It's gonna be nice, a party. Comment. We want to just. We're not following anybody just because it makes it easier to just go on there and not see a bunch of posts and get distracted on that Instagram. But we will be putting out. So you will be receiving and we'll be putting out. That's just what we're here to do.
We're definitely going to be engaging with you all. And we just hope that y'all follow and feel connected to us.
For sure.
You know, because I just feel like we have a lot of great energy to just pass along. Yeah.
And we just have been on a cloud since we posted the episode.
Literally.
We've been so happy and just energy. Like I had to really rest and
be like,
take
okay,
it all
hold on, because we was just
we were so hyped. I couldn't sleep. Like the night that we posted, I couldn't sleep. The next day, I was smiling ear to ear at my 9 to 5.
Me too.
So happy. So we're just happy that it's being received, and we are so happy to put this out and share this with you all. And
I want to thank my lovely co-host Alani.
Oh my God.
Yes, this honestly, like you said, has been such an amazing journey, and I know we talked about it offline, but like I was telling you, I feel like this new venture with Low Key in Alignment has really brought our friendship to a whole nother level, like another level that I didn't even think that we could unlock. You know,
me either.
Like I'm like, we ain't finished yet.
We ain't
like
finished
there's
yet.
more to go.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Y'all thought I was finished? Y'all thought we was finished?
Because we're not
at all.
But
we
this
just
episode is. So we will see you guys for episode 3.
Yes.
Week after next.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what? We will see you guys for episode 3. Thank you for listening this far. We hope that you truly enjoyed it. We hope you received this good, amazing, flowing energy that you can use to flow throughout your week. Love and light, nothing but love and light. Yes. And just let us know in the comments your favorite Whitney song and why.
Let us know if you have any parasocial relationships.
Oh yeah, please let us know about those.
Right.
Let us know about those.
That'll be great. Yeah. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you feel compelled to do so.
And talk to each other in the comments.
Yeah.
And just follow new people if you want to follow them, because clearly our podcast is going to be attracting maybe like-minded people. Yeah. So that can be even a new community for us all. So that's what we hope to make our Low Key in Alignment Instagram. Come join the fam. Come join the community. And we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much.